Welcome to Obsidian TTRPG tutorials.com. Let's learn how to use the tool.
Alright, g'day guys, and welcome back today to another Obsidian video. Today we're going to dive into theme usage. Alright, one of the questions that I commonly get asked is, Josh, how do I make notes that look like yours? They look like they've come out of a book. How do I do that? And the answer is the ITS theme. Alright, the ITS theme is designed by SlurVB and is basically one of those themes that has been around since I started using Obsidian. But it's also a theme that's been designed by a member of the TTRPG community for the TTRPG community. All right, and I think that's an important takeaway for me. Now, there's lots of other themes, and you do not have to use this one, but you will find that in my videos I reference the ITS theme quite a bit. Things like the right-hand side wiki tables that you see, the ability to put an image on the right, the image on the left. All right, these are all things that are provided by the ITS theme. And as you delve into more complex videos, you'll find that there's people using columns and all these different sort of call-outs, and a lot of it comes from the ITS theme. All right. Now, a lot of us use the same theme, so therefore the things we make all use the same things. So at some point, you're probably going to come across something in the TTRPG community that requires you to use it. Another common question we get is, do I have to use the ITS theme? I don't really like the way it looks. I want to use my own theme. That's perfectly okay as well. And I just want to do a call out before we start this video that the theme and the CSS files that drive the functionality of the theme are two separate things. All right, the theme comes with the CSS files, but the CSS files are also available as a separate download so that you can install over another theme and get the same functionality. All right, but anyway, let's jump in and let's have a look at how to install the ITS theme, how to use it. All right, and then we'll dive into some of the functionalities. So let's get started. We'll come down here to settings. We'll come to appearance, and we'll just start by turning the theme off. All right, so this is the default out of the box theme. You can see the image that I've got here is added to the left now. It's not on the right. All right, so if we come back to settings and we go to appearance, this is where you get to pick the theme that you want to install. All right, so probably first and nice, there's the dark versus light mode. All right, I'm going to use light mode because I know it drives some of you absolutely bonkers and sends you blind. I'm getting old, guys. I like it. All right, we're going to click the Manage button. The Manage button is like a place for you to go and review all the different themes that are available. And as you can see, there are lots of them. All right, so again, you don't need to use the ITS theme, but the ITS theme is designed with us TTRPGers in mind. So if we type ITS, we can see this one here by SlurVB. 116,000 downloads, so it's very popular. All right, and we can basically click Use this theme to install it. And there it goes. Now, mine has come along and turned green. Yours is actually not going to look like that. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to turn this off quickly. And we'll go back and then we'll turn it on. Yours might look something like this, all right, out of the box. Now, if we go back to appearance and come down to, we're going to manage and go to the ITS theme. All right, and we have a bit of a read through the README. Always read the READMEs with anything, but especially with a theme, because a lot of themes these days are adding extra functionality. Now, there's some additional download instructions here. All right, now you just saw me use style settings. So one of the requirements for you to use this plugin to the full max potential is to actually install the style settings plugin. And then there's also two snippets here that need to be downloaded and installed. All right. Now the two snippets, what they do is they're adding extra icons and extra fonts. I commonly do get asked, Josh, I've installed the ITS theme, but my fonts don't look like yours. What do I need to do? The answer to that is download these snippets, but let's step through this. First, we're going to do style settings plugin. All right, so we come back to community plugins, we go browse, and we search for style settings. All right, we've got style settings. We make sure that's installed and enabled. Once we've done that, we can come back to appearance. We can do a search for the ITS theme to get back to the documentation. And we've got two little snippets here. We can open these up. Here's two I prepared earlier. All right, so click the links and these open. And what you're looking for on these GitHub sites is this little download raw file button. All right, so click those. All right, this one's actually too big to actually display on the website, but click it. And then that's going to download. And once they're done, you should have 2 files like this. Actually, I might just do it just for the sake of the video. Download raw. There we go. Download raw file. There we go. And now we've got 2 files that we need that have those things. All right. So, I'll just shut some of this down. Here we have the 2 themes, okay, or the 2 CSS files that we've installed. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back to Obsidian. All right, we're going to go back to the settings page and appearance and come down the bottom here to where it says CSS snippets. If you're on a brand new Vault, you probably don't have many CSS snippets in play, okay? You can see I have these 2 installed already. But what you're going to do, especially with a brand new Vault, is click this button. And what this does is it opens up the snippets folder for your Vault. Now, if you don't have a snippets folder for your Vault, it's going to create one. What am I talking about? Well, in your Vault, all right, this is my PF2E Vault. All right, these are the folders and files for your Vault. Inside there's a .obsidian folder. And this is where all the settings for your Vault are stored. In here, we have a snippets folder. The snippets folder is where we store CSS files that we want to use to adjust the way Obsidian looks and works. All right, so in here, we copy these 2 files, all right, from our downloaded straight into the snippets folder. Done. We can then get that out the way. We come back here, we click the reload button just to make sure we're looking at the latest and enable these 2 CSS snippets, okay? There we go. We have now got the ITS theme installed, and it should start looking something like this. All right, but I want to let you know that we can go further down the rabbit hole and we can go through and explore some alternate themes. So let's have a look at those. Okay, so to enable the alternate themes, what we're going to do is go down to settings, come in here to the community plugins section, and we're looking for style settings. Style settings is a plugin that allows you to customize how plugins look and feel. All right, and you can see it's not working for all plugins. The plugins need to say that I'm going to work with it, but here we've got the ITS theme settings, all right, because this is supported by style settings. So in here we can go in and you can see there's a whole lot of options, guys. Like you can change the way this thing looks, how your notes feel, the size of the headers, the colors of everything. But I want to be clear, I am not a person that changes these things, okay? I see lots of people who spend hours in here changing all of the colors and the settings and all that sort of stuff. It's just not something I need, if I'm completely honest. I like to keep it simplistic, all right? Whatever is included in the ITS theme is what I use, all right? So all I do is I come down here to alternate color schemes, I expand that out, all right? And you can see all of these different options here. These are different colors. All right, you can enable these as much as you like and play around with them and enjoy yourself. But here, under the TTRPG settings, there's a drop down, and most people would be looking for the Wizards of the Coast / Beyond theme. This is the one that kind of makes it look like a D&D Beyond page. All right, SlareBB has their own D&D style here. There's the Pathfinder one. And there's the Pathfinder Remaster. Now these days I'm using Pathfinder Remaster, mainly because I'm playing Pathfinder Remaster. I actually have my vaults, and I have 1 vault per system that I play, but I have them coloured according to this, right? So my D&D 5e vault uses this one, my Pathfinder Remaster uses this one, okay? So go ahead and do that. That will basically enable everything for you. And if you come back here, you should see now that your fonts are updated and the colours have changed and things just look pretty, if I'm honest. All right, so there we go. We have the ITS theme installed. All right, we've now learned how to install and activate an alternative theme. All right, and change the way it looks. And we're now getting the sort of TTRPG style look already. All right, and the benefit of Markdown is that you can change this theme at any time. If you get bored, all right, you can go and activate a different theme. All right. Or you can change this theme however you like using the style settings plugin. All right. Now, just to also call out the fact that you don't have to use this. There are some alternative downloads. So let's just quickly go through that and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's say you don't want to see the actual visuals of the theme, but you want the functionality. All right, so what we can do is we can come to appearance, we can go manage, and we can effectively select any of these. All right, we'll go prism just to see what it looks like. Whoa. All right, we've got prism now. You can see it changes the way the folders look and all the tabs look and all that sort of stuff. It's very different, but all right, it's a different theme. All right, so how do we go ahead and use that? Well, what we can do is we can use the ITS theme functionality. All right, so we can come here to ITS. We can come in here to the ITS theme and actually come down to the theme documentation. Come to this website, all right? And a lot of people you will see uses call out adjustments or embed adjustments, right? Or image adjustments. If you click on these things, usually up the top, you can actually see the CSS snippet is included. All right, so if we go image adjustments, up the top is the CSS snippet. All right, now what that basically allows you to do is click those buttons, download this CSS, all right, and then you can basically install it into your snippets folder, just like we did before, all right? And you can activate it, and then what that does is that gives you the ITS functionality that you might see people talking about, but with the theme that you want to use. Now, I'm going to go back because it's making my eyes bleed this time. I really want to get my theme back because it's just where I'm comfortable. All right, so there you go. You can use the ITS theme functionality. All the CSS snippets are there on the site. Go through, install them, activate them, and off you go. All right, now let's just show you a brief summary of some of the things that I use inside of this theme. Okay, and one of the primary drivers for me is the right-hand alignment of an image. All right, I love the ability to send the image over to the side here. How are we doing that? All right, if we come to source mode, we can have a look. All right, you can see here that I've actually got the standard sort of method for adding an image. Right, so if we were doing this without the ITS theme, it would look like this. All right, that version there with just the picture name, all right, exclamation mark to show it inside of here, and that will display the image like this at the maximum size, okay, left aligned, and it takes up a lot of space. All right, if we come back to source mode, all right, we can then expand on that. All right, so now we're using the ITS theme. And what we do is we do a pipe, which is the straight up line, usually above your enter key for the Windows people. And what we can actually do is do a right. The right will align the image to the right. All right, just like that. All right, but actually, it's probably worth showing you this. If I'm in live preview mode, all right, which is this mode here where you can actually type and do this. Now, just to show you this actually, we're going to go settings, we're going to go editor, all right, and down here, the default editing mode, I'm using live preview, but some people still use source mode. The reason why I use live preview is so I can use the GUI for actually creating tables and the properties, all right, where source mode doesn't really support that stuff. So I've switched to live preview mode. I'm trying to get used to it. I don't love it, but it's how it is. But the call out here is when you're in live preview mode, notice that this one here, which had the right on it, does not work. All right, so by default, the right does not work in live preview. What you can do though, is you can put a space LP. All right, so right space LP, L for Larry, P for Papa. All right, so LP stands for live preview. And now we can actually see that in live preview mode, which I'm in, not now, source mode, in live preview mode, that does work. All right, there are some nuances to how it works, but it does work. All right, so let's go back to source mode. All right, so that's the right / LP. I'm just going to delete those two because they're getting a bit big and obnoxious. And what I've done here is I've got the pipe / right LP, all right, which makes it go right, which works with live preview mode. And then I want to resize it and make the picture smaller, so I do a pipe 300, 300 is generally the size that I found as works for a single screen page. All right, and now I have a write live preview functioning book. All right, that I can also do it. Now, there is a little trick here with using live preview. So I'll just show you this. What you can actually do is stick it on the same line as some other text and then a space. Did that work? Yeah, it did. All right, and the reason why is usually when you click on this, on a picture that's on its own line, you actually can't edit the image when you're in live preview mode. You've got to kind of come from above or below, all right? But when you've actually got it on the same line of text as something else, you can actually click on that line of text and it takes you to edit mode for the live preview. Probably like, Josh, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. So let's see if we can show you. All right, see here, we've got an empty line. The image is actually on that line, all right? That's the line where the image is showing. And you can see sometimes, I'm going to try to do it here. Alright, we're in live preview mode now. Alright, see I can't click there and edit it. That's because that float is taking that up. Alright, it's just, it becomes a bit buggy. Alright, now because of that, what you do is you put it on the same line as something else. Like this. And then you put a space. Alright, and what that does is that creates this situation where you can click on the line where it is. Alright, and you can edit it quite easily. So just heads up, that's a little hack that SlurvyV taught me. Alright, so that's how you do images. Now, you don't have to do these ones as well. You can actually do the left, alright, or center. Okay, so both of those work. And you'll see I use that in my notes all the time. All the time, I love it. Alright, wiki style callouts. I've actually got this set up as a template. Okay, so watch this. I can press Alt-T. I'm going to go right. Alright, and I've got a callout right section. Adds the text straight in. If I click off that line, alright, I'm in live preview mode now, so it looks like this. Alright, I've had a few people request for help for this, going, why are my ITS right hand things not working? It's because you're in live preview mode. If you actually go to reading view, you will see that it now aligns to the right. All right, now that is something a lot of us use, is this right hand style wiki table slash thing call out that can be over on the right. It looks fantastic. It's a great place to put information. It's obviously very similar to wiki pages that a lot of us are used to using, but the call out is they only work in reading view. All right, so have a play with that. It's up to you if you like it or not. But you can edit them, all right? So you can come in here and go value, let's go title and value. All right, so we can edit that nice and easily. Name 1, name 2. All right, and then we go to reading view and we can see name 1, name 2, title and value. All right, so it's very easy for us to change. We can come in here and actually have a look at the image. PNG, let's put the rock in there. All right, we can see we've now got a picture of a rock. We go reading row, and we now have the picture on the right with the values underneath it, and we can do whatever we like with that table. So that's nice and easy, right? Now you will see here that I've got the cover slash H small. If I take that out, all right, doesn't change it, all right, but if we did a bigger picture, I think it would. All right, so let's have a look at that. Let's go rock.png. Look how big that is. All right, and let's put the pipe in behind that and put the cover slash H small. All right, it makes it small. All right. So there is other stuff included in this plugin as well, and that's coming from the ITS theme. But we'll get rid of that. We'll come up here, put that back, and now we have the right-hand style wiki. All right, so that's how we add that. Now, these two things, they form probably 90% of my ITS usage. Okay, I use it for the pictures. I use it for the theme, right, to make it look nice and D&D or Pathfindery, right? And then I use these and I use the pictures, and that is 90, probably 95, maybe even 98% of my use case. However, I do want to call out that if you go back, let's do this. If you go back to the cog, to appearance, come into manage, look up ITS, all right, and go to the actual documentation, have a good read through this, guys, all right, because all of this down the left, alternate color schemes, all right, it's got pictures of what all these all look like, alternate checkboxes, all right, it's got all of these checkboxes that you can add in. It's got image adjustments, all right, so we're doing the positioning that we just showed you then, all right, it's doing inner imaging positions, all right, to change how the actual image is displayed, right? Let's say you've got a picture of a head and you want to center the head a bit more. You can actually use these, all right, with just the pipe, all right, see like this, the pipe, and then part 2, tiny, W tiny plus H tiny, and it just adjusts things, all right, so you can play with all of these to see how these will look, and you can change things. And where I've used these is specifically that I've had a picture of a monster. I want to get the head of the monster in the right spot, so I use these to adjust. I don't do it very often. Different sizes are available here, okay, and there's all sorts of examples. Now if we come down, we've got more sizing examples, and these ones are great because you can actually add banners, all right? When the banners plugin breaks, you can actually get to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm sick of banners plugin breaking. I'm just going to use the banners from SlowVV's ITS theme, and you can come in here and learn how to do that. All right, so that's all there. If we come down to callout adjustments, these are very popular. All right, let's see if we can show you some things like this. All right, we get 3 columns with a big column underneath, different styles. All right, there's a sides. All right, I think I'm going to make a separate video on this so we can go through and show you some of these things. There's the embed adjustments. All right, so all of these sort of different things here that show you how to change the size of things, how to change the headings and the titles in different ways. All right, and then here we've actually got a whole section on different folder styles. Okay, and there's instructions here on how to do this. All right, and you can obviously play with these and learn how to do it. All right, but I don't want to go into that this video. All right, I just wanted to do a bit of an introduction to show you this is the ITS theme, this is how to install it, and the primary use cases that I use it for, all right, which we've now shown you. So we won't dive in any further. We'll stop this video from going too long, and I think what we'll do is we'll come along after this, we'll do a separate video on callouts and a separate video on adjustments, and we'll show you some of the more in-depth things that this plugin can do. But anyway, guys, this has been another Obsidian TTRPG tutorial by Josh Plunkett, designed to try and show you how to use the ITS theme by SlowVV. Hopefully you can see the value in why I use it. All right, I love the way it looks. I do. It's easy on my eyes. Even if I don't have the dark mode installed, I know you're all screaming at your screens. It's good on my eyes. I like the coloring. I like the functionality. And I just don't mess around with changing the way things look. All right, it's just making my life very easy. If something breaks, right, this plugin is generally updated like within 2 to 3 hours of that thing breaking, in my experience. Right, that's fantastic, because you will find themes out there that people have stopped supporting, and that becomes problematic. So that's why I use it. That's how I get the really nice sort of visuals that I get. The colors are all done by someone else, so I don't have to worry about it. And I just sometimes make a picture go to the right, or I put it in a table. Like it's not actually that much to it. So anyway, hopefully you've taken some value from that. If you are new to the community and you're watching this for the first time, just a reminder that all my tutorials are over here on Obsidian, TTRPGtutorials.com. All right, I do encourage you to come through and go through getting started. Okay, because it's got all sorts of little videos here on how to actually get started with the very basics of this tool. All right, and then come into plugin tutorials, pick the things that you need in your vault. All right, you don't need to do all of this. Just pick the things and the functionality that you want, learn how to do it. Come to community supported games. All right, if you're playing Pathfinder, click on the Pathfinder 2e Remaster. If you're playing D&D, click on the Dungeons & Dragons and learn how to get some of the data that you need into your vault. But the primary takeaway is come here to community and support. Come down to Obsidian TTRPG Community Discord, click the link and come and join our community, guys, because if you've got questions, this is by far the quickest place to get the answer that you're seeking. Okay? Outside of that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I will speak to you on the socials. Enjoy.